Chapter 6. Birdie does not understand things, like sometimes when people go away, they really do come back. So I scoop her up and put her on my hip. "Where's Papa going?" she keeps asking. "He's going up north to build roads, Birdie." She likes to stay in that faraway place pretty much all the time now, ever since Mama left us, so she does not really hear what I say. "Where's Thomas going?" she asks. "He's going to work with Papa." "It won't be for long," Papa says, coming up and giving Bertie and me a big hug at the same time. I stiffen up like Mirabelle's sheets. "I'll bring more of these when I come," Papa tells Bertie, dropping a lemon drop in her hands, and she can hardly quit her giggling long enough to get it in her mouth. Then Papa turns to Peter. Peter stands up straight and sticks his chest out like a rooster. He shakes Papa's hand. "Don't forget, I want to know how that corn is growing week by week," Papa tells him. At the last minute, Papa remembers he wants us to trace all our feet on paper so he can send back some new shoes as soon as he gets paid. He lays out paper on the ground and gives us a pencil, and since we were not wearing shoes, it only takes a minute. Ivy has her magazine in her pocket, and it falls out when she's tracing her feet. Mirabelle brought it to get a head start on nice feelings with Ivy. I knew what she was up to. Before I know it, Papa is right up beside me. "I'm sorry, Charlie Ann. I really am," he's saying, and I'm already blocking my ears. "Mama's going to be real mad," I say, and I feel a little bit mean telling him this, and even more mean when I turn away and won't let him hug me. He stands for a minute waiting for me to turn around and hug him, but I do not budge because I am the boulder in the middle of the river now, which nothing can move, not even Papa. Then he sighs and tells Thomas to hurry up. And then it's time for them to get going, and they start walking down the driveway, and every one of us is standing there waving, everyone but me. Papa turns around one last time, and I know he's looking especially at me, but I am the boulder again. Then Peter sobs and flies after them and jumps up into Papa's arms, and Papa lets him stay there for a minute before sending me back to Mirabelle. Then they are off to Aunt Evangeline's general store, where they're going to get a ride with some other men from town who are heading north to build roads. "Papa's really mad. Mama's really mad," I whisper as I watch Papa and Thomas walk away. Mirabelle says, enough waving. She needs some help. Thank God the garden's in and the peas are ready. She sends Ivy and Peter and Bertie to get the peas, and I hoe for a while. Me, I get more laundry. Yesterday, Mirabelle wanted me to read from her little manners book, but I kept mixing up the words, and she pulled the book away and read it to me. To prepare herself rightfully to fulfill all the duties that belong to the mistress of a home should be the one all-embracing aim of any young girl's life. We'll just see about that, I think, as Mirabelle gets a fire started out by the clothesline, and I pull up water from the bucket in the well and dump it into the big kettle. While we wait for it to heat up, I carry more water for the rinsing. Here's how the job is done. You heat up the water until it's steaming and very hot, and then you dump the clothes in with plenty of soap and let them soak for a good long while. Be careful not to get burned, you have to tell yourself over and over, and then you have to stir everything with the same paddle your great-grandmother used, because that is the way these chores are done, the same way, over and over for 1,000 years. Then when the clothes are cool enough to touch, you rub them against the washboard until your hands are red and raw, and then you put everything in the rinse bucket and stir some more until you get every last bit of soap out. Mirabelle leaves me as soon as the water cools enough so I will not get burned, and she covers the fire with dirt, and then I have to get all the clothes hung up and the water from the buckets dumped out. The clothesline is all fed up that I'm making it so heavy with all these clothes on such a hot day, and Minnie and Olympia and Bee are pecking in the dirt around my feet, and I'm thinking this is one of the worst days of my life, and that's when I hear Mama calling me, telling me that maybe I might want to come up and visit for a while. I don't tell Mirabelle where I'm going. I just start running. When I pass by Ivy, she is sitting in the dirt, looking at all the peas she still has to pick. "Wait," she yells. I do not wait. When I get to the river, I'm out of breath. I go up and sit by Mama and rest for a minute. Then I tell her about my awful day, and she tells me she already knows about it, but I can tell her some more if it will make me feel better. So I tell her about how I did not hug Papa or anything, and now he is going to be gone for a very long time. She says it's all right. Papa understands. I tell her I think Mirabelle has her eyes on Papa in a bad way, and that makes Mama giggle. You don't need to worry about that, Mama tells me. Then she tells me not to be too sad about all the other things that happened today because good things are right around the corner. I ask her what they are, and she tells me she cannot say. They are secrets. I like secrets, I tell her. Me too, she says. We sit for a long time just watching the river. It's swirling and churning, and I think it's still terribly angry and in an awful hurry to rush away from there. When I get home, Mirabelle is sitting at the table writing. I walk up close and try to read the letters, but they are mostly all jumbled up, except I know what the word Eleanor looks like. It's for the best, is all she says, and she dips her pen in the ink and starts writing again. Papa said not Aunt Eleanor. I give Mirabelle my most terrible mad look. Have you no manners at all? Asked Mirabelle, reaching in her pocket for the book that is hidden there.